While I was going about the Cambridgeshire villages, preaching and visiting, it often saddened me to see, especially in the houses of the poor, Roman Catholic pictures hanging on the walls, I suppose because they happened to be rather pretty and very cheap. Popish publishers have very cleverly managed to get up pictures of the Virgin Mary and the lying fable of her assumption to heaven, and all sorts of legends of saints and saintesses, and being brightly coloured and sold at a low price, these vile productions have been introduced into thousands of houses. I have seen, to my horror, a picture of God the Father represented as an old man, a conception almost too hideous to mention. Yet the picture is hung up in the cottages of England, whereas the Lord has expressly commanded us not to make any likeness or image of him, or to try to represent his appearance in any way, and any attempt to do so is disobedient and even blasphemous. It was grievous also to find what gross ignorance prevailed among many of the villagers concerning the way of salvation. They seemed somehow to have got into their heads the notion that they could not be saved because they could not read and did not know much. Frequently, when I asked anything about personal salvation, I received the answer, "Oh, sir, I never had any learning," and that was supposed to be a sufficient excuse for not having repented of sin and trusted in the Saviour. Yet the unlearned need not stay away from Christ. It was said of an old Greek philosopher that he wrote over his door, "None but the learned may enter here." But Christ, on the contrary, writes over his door, "He that is simple, let him turn in hither." I can testify that great numbers of those humble country folk accepted the Saviour's invitation, and it was delightful to see what a firm grip they afterwards had on the verities of the faith. Many of them became perfect masters in divinity. I used to think sometimes that if they had given degrees to those who deserved them, diplomas would often be transferred and given to those who hold the plough handle or work at the carpenter's bench. For there is often more divinity in the little finger of a ploughman than there is in the whole body of some of our modern divines. Don't they understand divinity? Someone asks. Yes, in the letter of it, but as to the spirit and life of it, D often means doubly destitute. An incident that I once witnessed at Waterbeach furnished me with an illustration concerning death. A company of villagers, the younger branches of a family, were about to emigrate to another land. The aged mother, who had not for some years left her cottage fireside, came to the railway station from which they must start. I stood among the sorrowful group as their friend and minister. I think I see the many embraces which the fond mother gave to her son and daughter and her little grandchildren. I can picture them folding their arms about her aged neck, and then saying farewell to all the friends in the village who had come to bid them adieu. A shrill sound is heard. It sends a pang through all hearts, as if it were the messenger of death to her, who is about to lose the props of her household. In great haste, at the small village station, the passengers are hurried to their seats. They thrust their heads out of the carriage window. The aged parent stands on the very edge of the platform that she may take her last look at them. There is a whistle from the engine, and away goes the train. In an instant, the poor woman, jumping from the platform, rushes along the railway with all her might, crying, "My children! My children! My children! They are gone, and I shall never see them again." The illustration may not be classical, but nevertheless I have been reminded of it by many a death when I have seen the godly suddenly snatched away. They have gone from us swiftly as the wind itself could bear them, or as the hasty waves of the sea could bury them out of our sight. It is our affliction and trouble that we must remain behind and weep, for they are gone beyond recall. But there is something pleasant in the picture. It is but a departure. They are not destroyed. They are not blown to atoms. They are not taken away to prison. 'Tis but a departure from one place to another. They still live. They still are blessed. While we weep, they are rejoicing. While we mourn, they are singing psalms of praise. And by, in God's good time, we shall meet them again and be parted no more forever.